All right. Let's continue. On the last episode of Alchemy Factory, we spent a lot of hours testing the cauldron and the paradox crucible. And on this episode, I decided that I want to do more testing. I'm sorry. It was going so well. There's just a couple of recipes that I realized that I didn't really spend a lot of time on. The first one's the I didn't really to get all of running out of the system. Apparently not. I didn't really use any of these things because I was like, oh, they're way too expensive. But I didn't really test enough the Oblivion is the big thing. The Oblivion and the Vitality Essence. There's certain items here that are probably a little too annoying to make. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I want to put away. I can't like test. Can't quite test everything. Alright, let's put the gold away. Okay, scroll on. Let's get these mushrooms out of here. I guess I'll get rid of, I mean, I don't really want to work with any of these materials, to be honest. Alright, let's just test with this. Oh, there's stuff in here already. That is a problem. Just get rid of red currant, I guess, and chamomile. Bronze and copper. Okay. So I wanted to mess with this. I knew this recipe exists. It sucks. It's horrible. But I might as well. I want to just go through all these because I remember I could get a lot of unstable catalysts through most of these recipes. And I kind of dismissed it because I was like, well, the problem is Oblivion essence is, I was like, it's kind of expensive. It's also really not. I mean, because this unstable catalyst is actually really expensive. But I was mostly working with 2 Oblivion Essence. And I think 2 Oblivion Essence for an unstable catalyst is basically always a loss. Let me just quickly go through all these. See if there's anything like really interesting popping out. But I think I'm more interested if I'm only using 1 Oblivion Essence. That's what I didn't really test. Because it seems like when you use a really high value item, you can sometimes squeeze with just 1 of them and then use 2 like lower value items. Because like this is such a strong, like this so strongly catalyzes into this that I feel like just running 1 of these things is probably going to be enough. Like literally everything is still. It's either the Vitality Crystal, a few of these things give me a Broken Shard, which is sort of interesting. Some of these are Topaz, which I still don't really care about. Okay, so what if I only have 1 Oblivion Crystal? Yeah, so like if I'm already like running something like this, I'm still getting, well, it's not like I get the same thing back, but I'm still getting the catalyst a lot. Like if I just choose 2 random things, I'm still, well, it's not like I get the same thing back. Because if the value's too low, like if I just do 2 iron, or like, I don't know, 2 soap. Oh, that's interesting. Oblivion plus soap. Soap, not soap powder. Gives me malachite. 4.1, 170.8. That's really, really good. Interesting. If I want malachite, that's like a crazy profit, because that's, yeah. I also do clay, less interesting. Linen. I think linen's generally more expensive. Gears. Oh, gears, that's way cheaper. Oblivion Essence. Small gear, small gear. Yep, that's even better. Is there, what if I just do copper? Copper is same thing. It basically doesn't really get better than copper. Like, technically wooden gear is cheaper. I think technically, but this is the fact that it doesn't require, like the fact I can turn Oblivion straight into Malachite is really awesome. Okay, that's cool. What about soap powder? Same deal. It's the same item. I think some things do give me. Right, the fact that I found single coin works means that I'm kind of not really interested in any other malachite recipes. Some of these give me. I mean, almost all of these are malachite now. I mean, that's a much more expensive item. less expensive. Some of these do give me unstable catalyst still though. Like what if I do 2 different items? Is that like the key here? Wonder like how this all works. Why is it when there's 2 different items? It's like, wait, so if I do like, I don't know, copper coin and gear, that doesn't work. 2 gears? No, these are like 2 low value. It's weird because when they're different, it's still I guess malachite's worth less than Oblivion Essence, like in the Cauldron logic. And so I get bumped up a little bit higher. I start turning to Oblivion Essence, so I need to get a little bit higher to get into the Catalyst, I guess. I feel like that's how it's working. Or not? Steel gear. Yeah, like 2 steel gear is this. Interesting. Wonder there's a Oblivion Essence, steel gear plus steel ingots. Gives me a vitality essence. I wonder if there's like a cheaper recipe that will give me. Soap. Oblivion Essence. Steel gear. Soap. I mean, soap is in so many of my recipes now. It does seem to be like the miracle item that just... Yeah, that's... plus 40? That's pretty good. Could I do something cheaper than that? It looks like steel ingot. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Transformation potion. Yeah, vitality potion. Is that cheaper than a steel gear? I don't think it is. I think a steel gear is worth less. Let me see. Vitality potion plus soap. That gives me unstable. Oh no, that's worth a lot more. No, that's worse. Yeah. What about soap powder? How's that? Same thing. I mean, that's generally makes sense. But, and this is like basically the same thing as this. I'm not sure how much that matters. Sand instead of soap, but sand. Let's give me the malachite again. I mean, there's Oblivion Essence plus steel ingot plus sand. Also gives me this item. Yep, that's way better. Where's my... I can never find... Copper coin. Okay, yeah, copper coin works. Okay. That, again, as always, that's basically the cheapest it's gonna get. But it doesn't mean that it's let me put something else here. Linen? Linen's not bad. I'd rather not do. I think linen's worth. I mean, that's definitely worth less. Advanced. That's a mushroom. I think linen's worth less than steel. Yeast. Oh, yeast is good. Let's see. Oblivion essence, yeast, copper coin, and also Oblivion essence, linen, copper coin. These all are like the same speed. Oh, I did limestone instead of. How to enter limestone instead of yeast? What? How did that? Oh no, I was trying to do linen. That's how I got linen instead of yeast. Oh yeah, linen's pretty good. We go from 50 to 80. Interesting. Not soap though. Wait, that was copper powder and vitality essence. Wait, was there another vitality essence back here? I like looked past. I don't think so. Okay. Transformation potion. I think that's worth more than a steel gear. If I recall correctly. Sulfur powder? That's definitely worth more than yeast. How do I keep getting more inventory slots? What's happening? Oh, I moved copper back over. I don't understand. What if I put something slightly more expensive? Like, if I did soap plus... Well, yeast I already know works, right? I mean, yeast is already really cheap. It's kind of... Like, if it was like soap plus something cheaper, I'd consider it like soap plus iron. Or maybe soap plus flax. Can I get something like really cheap out of this? Doesn't seem like anything's working. Oh, linen's actually cheaper than yeast. Is it? Yeah, because I guess it's just made from flax. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Unless I could do like thread and thread. That's malachite. What else did I get malachite from? Oh, 2 copper. Yeah, well, not gonna beat that. Do I have fiber? Oh, that's no different. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best thing I have. Linen plus copper coin. It's quite good. I don't know if I can get much out of this. This basically removes the need to make gloom spores because this deal's like pretty good. I have to make Oblivion Essence in pretty large scale, but I basically would be making Oblivion Essence, turn that into unstable catalyst, and then turn that into advanced fertile catalyst. That seems pretty good. The one thing I kind of want to maybe just touch on a little bit more before I start committing to building a base is black powder. So I can make black powder. Oh yeah, I got a crazy malachite's like crazy cheap too. That's good to know. That's also another one that I should make. Well, malachite I could turn into stuff, right? I don't actually have any malachite, I think. Feel like there's some good recipes I'm leaving on the floor because I can make malachite so cheaply now. Like malachite's just made from Oblivion Essence. Or oh no, I do have malachite. So what can I turn malachite into? I think there was like some recipe that let me turn malachite into like... Oh, I can turn malachite into sulfur. Coin. That's very interesting. And malachite's not really expensive to make, so I think this deal is usually really bad. But if I can make malachite so cheaply, I'm basically turning an Oblivion Essence into sulfur. How much is sulfur worth? Yeah, check. It has a value of 275. It's actually not that good. Okay, turning this into sulfur I think isn't very good then. So the question is, can I get something that's more interesting than sulfur? I can get copper. I think copper is worth... No, copper's only worth 160. So yeah, getting copper out of this is also not really worth it. I'm kind of doubtful I'm going to get anything interesting then. Yeah, Gloomspore. That's interesting. Is there a cheaper... stuff from clay. You get from linen. And 2 linen. Hey, Rao. Malachite plus linen gives me spore. 622. That's good to know. I'm pretty sure I have better spore recipes than that. Yeah, I have steel, yeast, and soap. Where's copper? That's how. Steel, yeast. Steel. I don't think I have. I mean, that's cheaper than soap. Oh yeah, that's really good. Big fan of that. About soap. Do I have this down? I think I do. Soap is black powder. I mean, it's plus, but it's not really better than anything else. Impure bronze. Do I have this one? Soap and soap powder gives me impure bronze. It's still minus. But steel gear. Oh, that's pretty good. 3.5, 98.4. Oh yeah, that's really good. Can I swap one of these with coin? I mean, yeah, it's steel gear plus soap plus copper coin gives me impure. It's still probably a loss. Yeah, it's still a loss. Wait, no. That's a gain. I think that might be the first time. Impure copper? No, impure copper has a few gains. I think that might be my best gain. But it's interesting. I can turn my steel into copper instead of making copper normally. What I'm getting right now is, I basically make everything out of steel, steel gears. What if I replace this with powder? That says like same thing. Hold on. Steel gear plus wood. Wood. That's called plank. Plank plus coin is impure copper. What about 2 wood? I mean, plank and copper coin is already about as cheap as I'm gonna get. That's a plus 80 for every gear to turn into copper. Well, that turns into bronze, not copper. That's the cheapest way to get bronze, which is not the cheapest way to get copper. I still need to make copper is the problem, because that doesn't give me copper. Is it impure? Okay, sorry, I got excited and I realized that it's not actually that good. That's sand. Where was soap again? Yeah, wow. This is kind of nuts. Soap plus soap powder. This is plus 172. This is like one of the greatest gains besides the malachite shenanigans. This is actually, well, actually I should compare it to my other recipe. Other recipe was steel, yeast, copper. And this is steel, soap. And yeast is made from 2 soap. So I'm basically just cutting out all the wine from the recipe. I'm trying to think of like how I can make this cheaper. I think this is steel gear, soap. So I think I have this written down a few times. Oh, I literally have it written down right like just a few minutes ago. And I think it works out that making sulfur is better than making black powder, because black powder, each sulfur gives you 2 black powder. So even though you have to make the charcoal and lime water, the sulfur is the expensive part. So getting free sulfur is much cheaper. Whoa. Okay, lag. Oh, okay, here you go. Gear, steel gear plus steel ingots. I think I have this written down maybe. It's plus soap. This gives me copper powder. Calculates. No, still a loss. This one's close though. It's only minus 8. -8 is not. It's not bad. If I really just need to make copper. Okay, I think the takeaway here is that I need to make an absolute shit ton of steel gear. I think that's the moral of the story here. Oh, right. My inventory is still full of. this way. Because steel is like I'm like using steel gears in like almost every single one of these recipes. I don't know what the deal is, but steel just gives you so many really good products at this stage of the game. Right now it's going to. So let's go upstairs and look at our steel production. I think this was already a fairly compact design. Hey, maybe I can do better. These like line up straight across also, so I kind of can't imagine this being much smaller. Oops, sorry. Problem is each of these like pair of machines gives me only half a belt. I still need to feed steel iron in from the side. Yeah. I'm using coal to fuel these, and then coke to fuel this. It's funny. And then gears are relatively compact. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely shrink the size of this slightly, but not in a useful way. Yeah, this is kind of a nice tileable design already. So I'm clicking from here to, come on. From here to here. F. I need wood, stone, nails. Okay. Plus I need more stone here. Fuel this. I need nails. I need nails and wood. I also should pick up brick actually, because I need to build another floor. Do I have steel? I do, okay. Which one of these is brick? Okay. The floor is mostly empty, but that's fine. Okay, I guess we're gonna build another floor, and we're just gonna put steel on it. And then floor. Oh. Okay, and then we put the beams. Walls. Here and here. Okay. Okay. Then more stairs. Okay. How big is this? How big is this thing? Just drop it down and just take a look at it. It's about 1 tile wide and 2 tiles long. That's a pretty nice size. If I shift this up by half a tile, so it's between these, then these are what, like 8 across like this? Yeah, that'll be just 4 lanes of steel. So I could double that up and then just I could just make a what's the number I'm thinking of? Kind of go back to back with each other. You need space to fit in the iron lane. Yeah, if I do 8 8 lanes of steel, why am I even making 8 lanes of steel? I probably need 8 lanes of steel. But this requires a lot of coal too. Which in theory I will be making after I build the steel, which is a little backwards. Like how much? 4, that's 8. Calculator. 8 times 32. And then 12 times 4. Did I ever try Shape Hero Factory or its demo? I watched some people play Shape Hero. It's cute, but I don't know. It just in principle, I don't like the kind of time pressure that kind of has. Like I just like taking my time when I'm doing a factory. I want to pull out a spreadsheet and write numbers down. If they're like, you got to go fast constantly, I'm just like, I don't know. It's just not really what I'm looking for in a factory game, I guess. But I don't know. I've been on a factory spree, I guess. It might be I'll just keep playing factory games for a while. So how much power is... Well, if it's running black powder, this is... there's actually additional plus 8. So it's 312. And this is 570. So a lane of black powder could power 18 of these facilities. And I'm talking about building 16. So I actually only need one source of black powder to run into this room. I'm like a little worried about the amount of black powder I need to make. Like if I make a belt of sulfur, that gives me 2 belts of black powder, right? Half it's going back into steel. That seems reasonable. Maybe. There's also just like a ton of steel. Like I don't know if I actually need 8 lanes. I do need to feed in iron in this process somewhere. Technically, I can shift these 1 square closer. Oh, I can do 2 squares closer. Because this can run under here. This is the iron input in the middle here. Which doesn't actually need to go through. It just goes there. And this outside lane here, this is for power. Okay, I do need to like delete these drawbridges. I can go right here. That looks generally correct. Okay. It's a little bit more compact. Getting iron is a little funky. I do wonder, because this requires a quarter belt of iron. Maybe I do want the iron to go straight through, because the weird thing about a quarter belt of iron is that iron is made in 6, not quarters. So I'd make a half belt. Well, a half belt of iron would feed this. Yeah. So I need to feed in 3 iron furnaces. Iron like comes up right here. Maybe I do want to design so the iron goes just straight through. Then I just have to make the iron smelter on the side. So I need tons of wood. There's like a gap here to feed iron in from the side. So I need nails, gears, brick, rope. Nails, gears, brick, rope. This guy is talking without paying. What? What does that mean? Taking the supplies. Oh, yeah, I'm robbing the store. Gee, how come that guy can just take without paying? Nails. I need so much. I need portal stones too. I need, was it iron and wood? Iron and wood, okay. Okay, need more portal stone, wood, gears. Not enough currency. Disconnect that so I can get my wood and eventually start rebuilding. This is 4 lanes. Insane amount of lines. And yet, somehow it is not enough. Plan on at least doubling this. Let's start with this. This is 4 lanes of iron. Here's like my little iron facility here. Probably want to rebuild this. Need stone and nails. This needs to be like somewhat redesigned. Alright, what does this look like? What? What is happening in this design? Is this the money line? Oh, I can't. Okay, that's annoying. Power comes through. I probably want fuel to go in from the back and then out the front, I guess. I don't know why this is going like two different directions. Seems reasonable. Be cool if I could somehow make this like more compact, but I don't think there really is a way. Okay, purchasing portal. Purchasing portal. Didn't place for some reason. Purchase iron. Iron's kind of actually going the wrong direction. I guess that's fine, but slightly annoying. I'm gonna shift this out like one further. Out of wood and stone and steel. Right, I still have no money. Still backing up, huh? Any wood down here I can grab? It's not looking good. Oh, +1. This guy's got some ways before it backs up. Let me just cut these off. I don't even like need that much wood. Like 300. No. Okay. Why is this? Oh, it's saving. I feel like there's like a more elegant way to do this. Probably do this. Okay. Pole's hooked up. And, yeah, I need wood. Need wood. Gonna run blast potions. Maybe later. Oh, I'm gonna start with just black powder. Gonna make black powder and then upgrade it to blast potions later. It's like 10 times the amount. This is probably better than this is in terms of energy energy cost. I'd have to look at the calculations. Okay. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. I also need to turn this all into gears still. One step at a time, I guess. Okay, that's the iron hooked up. Okay, let's look at my steel gear setup. It's okay. Then you build one of these for each lane. Errors? What? I don't know what he's talking about. Shoot. I did the same thing again. I think I'm just like confused because there's like a slight stagger. Those are all facing the wrong way. So I'd like to stack these. I could run them in like double length. Like I wonder if I could fit that just like in this space here. I doubt it, right? So over here there's like no space to build anything. I mean, elevating it feels like the correct solution here. Just a little, I guess it just requires some steel, I guess. Because the best way to elevate this, it's like I can't put a platform down because like all the belts are in the way. But I can try to build a beam. That lines up there. Hold on. Yeah. So I can put an iron beam that way. You know, which require, you know, some amount of guess I'll just do this. I don't know how tall this needs to be, but Yeah, it looks like there's only 2 tall. But you can see this is consuming a lot of steel to build this like elevation. I think for the cleanliness factor, we should do it. So that goes there. And then we can... belt here, output belt here, like this. And then what I can do is take B, click, drag, click, F. Get up. Wait, this can be done slightly less stupidly. Okay. If I run the middle with the mini platform, you can probably get away with running it perpendicular with how you have with the steel. Maybe, but I think this is fine. I think of like there's like an elegant way to do this. I mean, I can do this with a lot of conveyors, but this is definitely not elegant. I wonder if I should have staggered these. Why does going up feel so much better? Funny, I think the plan here was, if you look at steel gear, it takes 4.4 seconds to turn a steel gear into. I don't know, man. I need steel gears for everything. I just need to bring steel gears down. Probably. But if I turn steel gears in, it takes 5 buildings to convert a steel gear. Yeah, I guess steel gears convert to Oblivion 1-to-1. In that case, 4 lanes of steel gear is probably actually kind of excess. Maybe I'll change my mind about that. This basically mimics the other side. Okay. So in theory, I could do a thing like part of the funkiness of this thing is this does require a lot of power still, right? So if we put a Oblivion or Paradox Crucible, like this. Well, I need 6 of these, but this guy burns 2,400, which is about half of this. Probably what I want to do is, I was talking about getting more fertilizer upgrades, but honestly, I feel like getting more fire upgrade. Because fire is such a huge resource expenditure for both cauldrons and the Paradox Crucible, fire upgrade actually is pretty huge. Like, we go to, say, tier 12 arbitrarily, right? We look at the power now. Now it's 66. And then this is... Well, it's actually half this number, right? It's only 12. So 1200 divided by 6600. That's 5.5. So one lane of black powder can power 4 of these no problem. So what I'm gonna do instead is place a biggin. Sure, kind of arbitrary. I probably want to actually put this other way around. Out of wood. Why 1/2? This number listed here is accounting for, it already applies, this buff, heat consumption, consumption. There you go. Heat consumption speed. So this is double. So this number listed is double the productivity, which is fine, but that means that there's two ways to do it. Either you can look at this number as 2400, so it's going to consume 2400 a second, and it says, well, how much power can I feed it, right? Well, my belt speed is also double, so that means I can, instead of being only 1 a second, I can do 2 black powder a second. So that means instead of being, if I give a full belt of black powder, so that means 6600, it's 13200, right? And so it's like, okay, well, 13200 divided by 2400, 5.5. So instead of doubling the black power number, I've been dividing this number by 2. Gives you the same answer, but that's why. It's because the belt speed is carrying twice the power rate. It just makes it easier to think about. Like, I can just look at the fuel power number. I mean, either double one or halve the other, essentially. And it's only because the game in the UI doubles this number and only this number, and no other numbers changed for like this calculation. So I actually kind of rather this just showed 1200 plus 1200. I just wish that's what it wrote instead of what it currently writes. Kind of like for fuel, it says 3000 plus 2700. Like, I wish I showed it like this, because then I could look at the black number and the black number, and as long as I just look at the 2 black numbers, I can compare them and the bonuses cancel out. I came down for wood, right? I'm not on the right floor for that. Wait, what is wrong with this floor? My Jupiters are like... My salt has like backed up. Well, none of this is running, so I guess it's kind of irrelevant. I'm still on the wrong floor. How's this still running? The heck? I thought for sure the Jupiters would have backed up. I don't really have enough wood to do anything, but yeah. So this doesn't quite give me a full lane, but it's pretty close. this is the idea. It's a little awkward because I need 4.4. So what I should probably do is stick one more of these down right here. Can I put a thing here? Can't put a block here. That's kind of annoying. I'm so confused, like what this guy blocks. Something like this. Yeah, I might just dump more points. Hey, it's finally backing up. All right. Might just put all my like points, just keep putting them into heating efficiency. Just because that's becoming like a really significant cost right now. Plus 110%. Why does this not look like 110%? This is less than 110%. What? Oh, I need to refresh it. Okay, yeah. It is 660 though. One number update, the other number did not update. That's fine. I think it's just gonna be easier just to make this in a line. If it really was just a 2x2, it'd be nice, but it's not, unfortunately. Yeah, so unfortunately the way this has to basically look is... I might as well shift this over, I guess. Beams. Can never find the beam. Seems to be too long. It's like 3 too long. Can also do this, right? Problem doing it this way is, one, I don't need to stick out 2. need to build a road like this anyways. So I might as well just... I guess this is like weirdly elevated, but yeah. There's like some combination of beams here that works nicely. Yeah, maybe just like this. Oops, this needs to be one lower. There we go. Something like this. This will give us one belt of oblivion. Okay. It's a little awkward. This requires like 2 belts of black powder. Like a lot of black powder. Daedric Prince. I don't know what that is, but I assume it's a reference to something. Reference to something in the Alchemy world. Alright. We'll just dump our points in here for now. We can always reset Elder Scrolls. I see. 8,400. Yeah, now it's up to 7 Paradox Crucibles. It might be... I wonder if 1 lane's enough to power this whole entire system now. Okay, so if we want to make the stuff... you want to make sulfur, which we said the best thing I saw was this one. No, this one. soap plus steel gear. So I also need to make soap. I need like a lot of soap because I also need soap for unstable catalyst, right? No, I need linen for unstable catalyst. You need soap for no malachite is just copper. I can make vitality essence. That's probably not worth it. Yeah, let's just worry about making the sulfur. So I need to make soap. So I would need. Well, actually, I guess I don't need the unstable. I don't need the oblivion stuff at all for that. I'm just making sulfur. It's just soap plus steel gear. Make one belt of soap. Okay, so I need 2 belts of soap. Making soap here. Yeah, I was like making this on one side. I'm running fertilizer this floor. Maybe I could just make more soap here. Then, so I can either make soap here and pipe it up, or I can run the fertilizer up. Because the fertilizer is already being ran from the floor above, so I just run a fertilizer going up. But, this produces 2 belts of soap already. This method pre-crushes it too. I actually don't want to crush both lanes. But that's not hard to change. I see it just goes under and crushes. You know, I could pipe the fluids upstairs. Does that make any sense? That seems like a bad idea. I feel like I'd just make the soap here and send it upstairs. The problem with soap is the fertilizer is way more dense. Yeah. How much space do I have? Because this stuff isn't that big. Wait, something's like overflowing here. Oh, I see. It's the fuel line. What am I short on? I'm short on stone. I probably need to make a couple of these. I'm out of clay. Keep going. Okay. So I'll get soap and unpowdered soap, I guess. I feel like I needed soap for something else, so I doubled it up. Soap is used for malachite. Oh, copper. I can just use copper for malachite. Unstable essence. Unstable catalyst was the best one was linen. Linen, not soap. Sulfur. I probably don't need to make gloom spores anymore. Not making black powder. Probably not making copper. I can make salt. I think salt was another one that was interesting. Salt. What are the methods that did I need soap for this? I don't know how much I need salt either. Best salt I've seen so far is linen again. Actually, no, camomile is just as good. Oh no, here we go. Linen thread. So once again, it's linen. Okay. I want to make salt for cheap. Okay, so I don't need more soap. I only need more soap if I want to make more... like double up my stuff or whatever. The idea here is we just would remove how long does this take? This takes 3.5 seconds, so I should make... Well, that already like includes... That's already multiplied, right? Oh, maybe I need half as many of these. Because I know the rate is 4.5. No, maybe it's the other way around. I need to double it. Shoot. Let me think about this. The rate of this is 4.5 seconds to burn, to convert one. If I build 4.5, that's going to be enough to make one a second. But making one a second, yeah. So actually, this number's I need double this. I don't need 4.5, I need 9. And then similarly for this, 3.5 would make 1 a second. So if I want to make 2 a second, I would need to make 7. I'm gonna take a break. I need to take care of some stuff. I'll probably be back in like maybe like an hour. Sorry, this kind of was super short, but I'll be back. Thanks for watching.